Hey, cheers, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on Sunday evening. So, we are back with another exciting session on focusing. I guess I believe every one of you will be able to relate to this quote. I read somewhere that I don't focus on what I'm up against, I focus on my goals and I try to ignore the rest. And I believe one day I was during this pandemic, I was listening to one of the stories that if you see the difference of how much focus you should be can easily help you in achieving your goals. Like I was listening to one story that there was one tiger or lion, and another side there was some dogs or cats. Now what happened, there was a man standing with a stick in his hand and he was trying to just push them back. So what was happening when we tried to push a dog with a stick? What was happening? They were trying to bark at you and they were trying to go back, and somewhere they were like focusing on the stick on which I was like the man was trying to hit them. On the other side, the bunch of lions, when the man tried to hit them with the stick, what they were facing, they were not targeting the stick, they were not afraid of it, they were majorly focusing on the hand which was trying to create the issue, right? And that's where I realized that staying focused, I should be focusing on my goals. That is the most important. Ignore the rest. Challenges, obstacles, everything will come to them. Everybody faces these problems, but most important thing is staying focused. So I thought that I'm still in the learning phase, and I believe all of us at Cheers with Gaurav believe the same, that we all are learning. So there is an expert. I was listening to her since like last 3 to 4 months, and I was like, okay, this is something that yes, she can guide us well because she is quite motivated, passionate professional. She has an experience of more than 7+ years in management consulting, brand development, digital innovation, business strategies, and consumer plus market insight. She had worked at the top tier companies such as KPMG, E&Y, and as well as some startups in London and India. So I one thing I can surely say from like today's session is that people, trust me, you will have a lot of fun. More interestingly, the key learnings. Please try to understand that today what we have is like a day which I believe is a gift from God. Learn to focus on the giver and enjoy the gift. So let's try and learn something, that how we all can stay focused, from none other than Mehar. So, hey, Mehar, how are you? Trust you are doing well, and thank you so much for joining us, Team Cheers with Gaurav today. Yeah,
Hi,
hi.
Gaurav. I'm doing well. Thank you so much. And that was a really sweet and lovely introduction. I hope you're doing well too. And welcome to everybody watching this.
Yes, absolutely. And so, as our audience, I guess everybody is enjoying, and let's see how the things start going. So, I always believed, I guess, and you can relate the most, that everybody enjoys the success in their own way. Everybody has their what I should say criteria, that okay, this is my benchmark for getting this success, or this is a goal that I'm striving for. But at the end of the day, when you achieve something, you start losing focus. And even it is in digital world, or I should say in personal achievement, wherever you take it, how do you think that the most important part is to staying focused, or what are the key ingredients that even post getting this success you should know that how to stay focused? Or according to you, what was your key
Um,
strategy while going through it? Yeah.
well, I think when you achieve a certain level of success, it's because that success has been your goal for such a long time, right? So
Yes.
I think life is all about setting new goals. So once you achieve something, start thinking about what's next. Like let's say you've got your dream job, but then it's about excelling at that job, right? क्या कर
Right.
सकते हैं हम on a daily basis to be a good employee, to contribute well to the goals of the organization, or
Mhm.
to like develop ourselves as a professional. So I think whatever your goal is, no matter how much success you have achieved, there's always more to work towards, and that's what you should do. Like be humble about your successes, celebrate them, but then make a plan, like how do I keep developing myself as an individual, as a professional.
राइट एंड आई गेस मैं इस चीज को ना बहुत क्लोजली रिलेट करता हूँ कि वंस यू अचीव समथिंग, immediately oppose that you should start planning for your next step. I don't know why it is there in my nature that एक सक्सेस मिली ना तो मैं उसको जस्ट एंजॉय करते ही तुरंत आई स्टार्ट बिल्डिंग द स्ट्रेटजी फॉर माय नेक्स्ट स्टेप, because I personally believe that we don't have time to plan for so long and then planning and then dump it. No, take action and let's see whether the like मतलब कुछ challenges ही आएंगे, let's face it and enjoy that journey. But I don't know, many people think that somebody else will do it and I'll start following it. And
Hmm.
ultimately, whatever there I have planned, like, okay, something money or sometime joy, whatever it is. But people forget that we are so fortunate, at least with someone, if you compare that there are a whole bunch of people who are not fortunate that enough. So if you consider yourself, you will be always happy. So, Meher, have you ever encountered such a situation where you were having a choice between choosing two? One was giving quite happiness, and other was taking to your goals, which you were planning for since long. So, how you took that decision, or what was that feeling when you were taking that decision? And can you throw some light on that, please?
Yeah, sure. So I completely agree with you, Gaurav. I'm also very similar to you. You know, when I achieve something, it's all about aage kya karna hai. And I guess that's just how I am. I'm very ambitious as a person, and that can be a little challenging sometimes because I don't settle. I just want to keep doing more. So
Yes.
I think yes, in terms of everything in life will always be a choice, right? You'll have the choice to be lazy over a weekend, or make the effort to build something of your own, or to exercise, or to spend time with your family, whatever. There are always going to be two choices. I think when I had the choice of, let's say, doing a master's in India, in Delhi, versus pushing myself outside my comfort zone and moving to another country, I chose the latter because like like I said, I was very motivated to keep pushing myself outside my comfort zone to understand who I am, grow as an individual. And
Right.
looking back now, I don't have any regrets, because of course every decision you make is going to be full of ups and downs, but it's in those moments that you are able to shine the most. And I feel I have grown a lot over the last few years since I made that decision to move abroad, move to another country. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong in living in where you want to live, but I think for me that decision was like
Right.
cherry on top of the cake. So I think whenever I make a decision, I stick to it, and then I try to make the most of it once I have made that decision.
राइट, हाँ, मतलब डिसीजन लेने के बाद चॉइस नहीं होनी चाहिए और अपने आप सारी चीजें वैसे ही काम करने लग जाती हैं, राइट?
और रिग्रेट भी
सो
मत करो ना, बिकॉज इफ यू रिग्रेट देन यू कॉन्स्टेंटली थिंकिंग अबाउट द पास्ट कि ओ यार मैंने ये किया होता तो ये होता, या फिर ये होता, देयर इज नो पॉइंट, लाइक फॉरगेट अबाउट द पास्ट. अब जो कर सकते हो वो फ्यूचर में है, सो व्हाई नॉट फोकस ऑन दैट, व्हाई नॉट बिल्ड समथिंग दैट यू आर प्राउड ऑफ, व्हाई नॉट मेक समथिंग ऑफ योरसेल्फ दैट यू आर प्राउड ऑफ.
right, right. And I guess that makes absolutely sense. So before I invite my team, because team Cheers with Gaurav, I always say that I try to give chance to youngsters to interact with our professionals. And that is the whole motto, because मुझे लगता है कि मैं अकेला कुछ भी नहीं कर रहा था. And my viewers equally deserve a chance to be interactive with them. But before that, I want everybody who is viewing us, Meher is about to touch 100K followers on Instagram, right? So she's close to 94K, which I saw in the morning, and very soon she'll be on the 100K. So Meher, कुछ plan है already? 100K
Please,
celebration का?
please tell people to follow me so that I reach 100K. It's been a while
Right.
since I've been struggling at this point. So please,
Yes.
please, please follow me. If you like my content, share it with your friends, and make sure we
Yes.
reach that mark sooner than later. But
Very sure.
honestly, Gaurav, for me, I feel like there's always going to be more milestones to achieve, right? We have to, but first feel grateful for the 94K that we have, and then strive for more, reaching and helping more people. And I think for me, it's not about reaching more number of followers. It's like building that community to help more people. So yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm very happy with where I am, but yeah, there's always more goals to achieve.
Right. Do you remember when you hit 10K or 1K? Like, even for me, the place where I come from. So I'm from Rajasthan. And when I feel like, okay यार 1800 सब्सक्राइबर हो गए, मैं अभी भी एक बार मतलब ऐसे जंप आउट हो जाता हूँ कि look, early morning you see two people joining you, oh, two subscribers more, and I feel that joy. So do you still feel that like, okay yaar, now it is gonna be next milestone 95K, 96K, or आज भी वो होता है, like you keep on struggling and swiping up like, okay, two more, three more, something like that?
Yeah, Gaurav, I was just thinking, 1 year ago, I had just like 500, 1,000 followers, and I was so happy with just that, that community. I was just so happy. I was like actively messaging them. I was connected with all of them. I feel I have been very grateful for whatever number of people have supported me. And I think still till date, like I feel so happy when somebody sends me a message, sends me a comment, all these that's the human connection that I really love. It's not just it's not, there's a face behind the follow, right? So there is a person who's following us, and I feel grateful for each one of them that is believing in what I'm doing. And I completely understand what you're saying, it's a wonderful feeling to be connected with so many people.
Yes. And we are equally now proud to be part of that community, and thanks to you for accepting the request again on the entire team's Cheers with Gaurav. We are thrilled. Okay, so now the next section, let me bring few youngsters. So these all are typically the college students who always face that, okay, we are struggling with one or the way other, that how to stay focused in their life and different situations they want to ask with you. So very first one up is Kartike. Hey Kartike, how are you doing, man?
I'm
Cheers.
doing good. How are you?
Hi,
Okay, over to you.
Karthikeyan.
Hi, hello, ma'am.
How are you
So
doing?
first of all, I'm good, doing good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for asking. Mhm.
Yeah. So first of all, welcome to Cheers with Gaurav.
Thank you.
So for my question for you is, it so happens that every once in a while we do have some goals to fulfill, and we do realize that they are very important for us. But we find ourselves that we are not motivated or enthusiastic about those goals. Like we are out of energy to do those things.
Hmm.
So how do we tackle those situations?
First of all, I think Karthik, it's very human nature. You can't be motivated all the time. I keep saying this. You cannot be 100% energized, motivated every day. It's not possible. So I think firstly, realize, like, is it that you are tired physically, emotionally, mentally, irrespective of what you need to achieve, or is it that the goal is not motivating you enough? So do cheeze ho sakti hain, right? Either it's your personal circumstances, what you're going through as an individual, or is that the goal is not aligned to what you want to be as a person or what you want to do as a person. So recognize that. Firstly, if it's to do with your personal whatever your circumstances that you're facing, then recognize that I need to rest, I need to take a break, I need to maybe go for a walk, talk to people, change my mood, change my environment. Maybe it's something to do with that. But if it's the goal that is demotivating you, then that may be for a reason. So you have to recognize that. Ask yourself, like, why am I doing this? What is it going to help me be as a person? What is it going to like change my long term career plan? Is it going to help me in certain ways, help my family in certain ways? Try and recognize, like, ye do cheeze ho sakti hain, that you're feeling demotivated. So do you have any particular example of what kind of demotivation it is?
Uh, it's that I do have some goals in mind that I do feel they are very important for me, and I know they are going to definitely help me. But I'm not able to find time to attend to those goals or prepare for those goals. So even though I have 24 hours and I have free time, but I don't find myself very energetic about like to get up and study, even though I know that they are very important for me.
Again, I think, Gaurav, I think it seems like you have been told that those goals are important to you. Sometimes someone tells us, they guide us, okay, nahi, Gaurav or Mehar or Kartikeya, you need to achieve these things. But wo andar se feeling nahi aati hai, because we are not 100% convinced that this is the goal for us. So I think sit down by yourself and understand, like, am I under pressure to achieve these goals, or do I actually feel interested or inclined or even remotely motivated to achieve it at some point? You have to recognize that. So I'll give you an example. Like, when I started my chartered accountancy journey, it was my dad who was pushing me in the beginning, and I literally said to him ke nahi ho raha, meko nahi karna hai. And then later, after completing 1 year of BCom, I recognized, okay, no, CA may be the right path for me. When I took that decision on my own, Kartike, without my dad pressurizing me, I was more inclined to achieve it. So I think that's what you have to understand. Like you said, everybody has the same 24 hours a day. Saying that I don't have time to do something that I want to achieve is probably just an excuse, because if you are completely aligned to what you want to achieve, what you want to do, you will find the time to do it. It's like let's say eating food, right? If you're hungry, you are going to go and get a plate of food. Similarly, if like, let's look at my side hustle. I could be relaxing on the weekends, but because I'm so passionately aligned to what I want to do, I find the time to do it. I make sure that after work I sit for a couple of hours and work on my side hustle, or on weekends I cut down on my social plans so that I can do lives like these. So I think that's what you have to introspect, reflect, understand, like why is it that I'm not aligned to the goal, and then you'll find a way to either change your goals or motivate yourself to achieve the goals you're supposed to achieve.
That was a very helpful advice. I'll definitely look into it. Thank you so
Thank you so
much.
much, Kartikeya. Okay, all the best.
Thank you.
Right. And one thing I was relating to this conversation, you said that when you took it like as a challenge, na, automatically the force will be there who drives you. Until unless
Exactly.
somebody else, if they have like asked you to do it, definitely you will find excuse to escape from it. And when you have taken that opportunity, no, I have to do it. I guess rest automatically the force of universe or good things will already happens to you. So thanks,
Exactly.
Karthikeya, for
Gaurav, actually, one quote on that from Gary Vee, that you know what you just
yes,
said. He says that you are not lazy. You just don't love what you do. So when you love
exactly.
something, you will not be lazy. You will not be demotivated. You will find the time and the energy to do and get what you want.
Right. Absolutely. And I guess I can relate to this point. Reason being, I was so eager to do this podcast, and I can definitely say this story to all the team members because nobody knows it. It is between me and Harshit from your team. So Harshit pinged me yesterday, and I have already some plans that I was executing for today. But as soon as that came in, so I was also having that choice that okay, I could have pushed to the next Sunday or something. We could have asked for you, but then I immediately said, no, man, next Sunday something else will come and it will keep on dragging. You might be busy or I might be. So let's take this opportunity today. What we have to do, we have to just settle here and there. And look, today we are doing it, and I guess everything will fall in place. So absolutely agree to that.
Yeah.
Just love what you do and things will
Wonderful.
happen on way. Yeah. So thank you so much, Karthike.
Wonderful.
We'll see you in a minute.
Thank you.
So the next up is Sunanya. So Sunanya, how are you? Over to you.
Hello, I'm good. What about you?
All to the guest,
Great.
I
So,
believe.
Thank
I'm
you.
fine.
okay. Hi, Mehar. I hope you are doing good also.
I'm doing good. Thank you, Sunana. How are you?
Okay, I'm also good. So, what I would like to say is, I am a student who is currently pursuing BTech in Computer Science and Engineering from Lovely Professional University.
Wonderful.
So, yeah, what I would like to say is, as most of us is using social media, every day, like, so even I am a kind of ambitious person, but while I am studying, I used to keep my phone aside to avoid any distractions. So, but deep down, there is an urge in me to check what notifications I'm getting, or when I check my phone and I use it, my 2 or 3 hours got wasted every day. Then I feel regret. So, like, what can you say about this? How can we manage distractions, and how can we use our phone less so that we can make most of it of our time?
That's
Yeah,
wonderful, Sunana. That's a great question. And I think all of us have this over addiction disease, right? We're all overly
yeah,
addicted to our devices. I think a couple of things for me, Sunana. I was also, very distracted as an individual. I still am, but I think a couple of tips from my side. I think, like you said you would keep your phone away. So keep your phone away in the other room, when you're studying, and keep it on airplane mode. And also,
okay,
Sunana, another thing I do is switch off the notifications of these big apps. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, I've switched off all notifications. So until I go onto the app, I will not know what notification I have. Because once you see a notification pop up, na man karega wo kholna hi kholna hai. But
yes, yes,
notifications, if you keep them off, you will not receive anything until you go and get it. So more like a push, it will be like a pull way of wanting to see what's going on. That's another thing. And I think if you think एक तो you're recognizing कि you are spending too much time on social media. बहुत लोग तो ये recognize भी नहीं करते. So that's good. So once you recognize it, and if you think keeping the phone in the other room is not enough, just give it to somebody in your house. Okay, give it to whoever you live with, and say, do not give me the phone until I've finished this chapter, or I've studied for 2 hours. Don't give it. That way you have accountability. किसी के पास
yeah,
phone है थोड़ा confiscated है तो कुछ कर नहीं सकते, right? So
yeah,
that's another way. And another way, I think, Sunana, check out the kind of people or accounts that you're following. Sometimes, when we look at these accounts of people who make us feel negative about ourselves, that also drains our energy, because then we keep looking at their content and feel bad about our lives, and that distracts us
Yeah.
even more. So keep a check on what is the kind of content you're reading, following. There has to be content that motivates you to become a better individual. You said you're ambitious, so follow people who are ambitious, who are motivated, inspiring. That's the kind of content you should be consuming, no matter how much time you're spending on social media, because then you look at this motivational post and you'll be like, yes, this motivates me
Yes.
to leave my phone and go study.
Yes. So
So
yeah,
I
I
think
have one more question. Like I have came across many people like who have failed in their life. So like there were some people who were completely unconcerned and got unfocused towards their goals, and they started like doing such things, such bad things. So like what can you say about them? How to stay focused and how to avoid such things like diverting from paths and another things?
I think failure is a very normal thing. We just don't
Yeah.
talk about it enough. हम हमेशा successes देखते रहते हैं लोगों की. But
Yes.
whoever is successful today, they have also seen some type of failure again and again. Me myself, I've dealt with failure. It was one of the darkest moments, times of my life, and I think just a couple of things that I would say. Either you can fail and then feel like a failure for the rest of your life, right? Or you can think of failure as a temporary situation in your life, because life is going to be full of ups and downs. It's not going to be just uphill. That's what we have to remind ourselves. We have to tell us, okay, fine, I failed at something. Take the time to heal from it. Take the time to absorb it. ये नहीं कि हाँ, next day you'll be 100% motivated. That's not possible. Take the
Yeah.
time. Take the time to relax. Take the time to reflect. कि हाँ, भाई, what mistakes did I make? And then make a plan forwards. Learn from your failure. And this phrase I really like. It's called fail forward. So learn, grow, and then push yourself to do better next time. So the mistakes that you've made, don't repeat them, and then be a better individual, because your failure will teach you to actually become better at what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So don't take it as a permanent situation. It's only temporary.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. That was all my part.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sunana.
Right.
Those are great
Thank you,
questions.
Sanjana. I
Thank you.
guess I still remember the Jack Ma's saying, which you also said, that today it can be like very bad, tomorrow it's gonna be worst, but day after tomorrow it is gonna be the bright. But many people die tomorrow. They don't
Mm,
worry about the day after tomorrow, right? So that's the whole
mm,
part, that failure is fine. Everybody knows how to deal, but they don't want to deal with it. So absolutely great,
exactly.
and thank you, Sunina, for bringing that part up. So next up is Aman. Hey, Aman, how are you? Over to you.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Hi,
How are
Aman.
you, ma'am?
I'm good. Thank you.
I,
How are you doing today?
I am also good. Ma'am, actually, I have a question that you said that do whatever you love. But sometimes there are some works which we don't love and we have to do that. And like I am prioritizing some of those tasks from the last 2 months in my mind that I will do that, but I'm not able to do that. Like doing coding or doing working on my website, searching and optimization, or on writing content or blogs. Somewhere like I have not that much been passionate about that because I have been also content creator on Instagram. Like
Wonderful.
I post there reels like 3 posts a day daily consistently from the last 1 year. So like how to do those tasks like which I don't love but I have to do that. Like
That's a very valid question, Aman. We've all, as content creators, face this, right? And I want to make you remember that we cannot be the best at everything, right? We cannot be good at, like you said, creating reels or SEO or coding, etc. I think for me, it also became difficult about a year ago when I had about 1,500 followers on Instagram, and I did not have the enough time or energy or inclination, like you said, interest in continuing to edit my YouTube videos, right? So I didn't have the time. It took too much time, and I felt like it was not the best use of my time. So maybe you're facing such a similar situation. So what I did was, Aman, I found this amazing person who became my editor of my YouTube videos. So I think it's all about recognizing what is it that are my interests, even when it comes to, running a content creation page, and what is it that I can delegate to people who may be better equipped to do that, right? So people who have the right amount of training, the right amount of skills, who can do it better than me. So finding a balance of what stays with you and what you can outsource to somebody else. I think that's a very important recognition, because हम सब चीजें नहीं कर सकते. It's just not possible. And think of it, even in, when you start working in a job also, you as an employee would not be expected to do HR, finance, strategy. You will have a specialism. So think of yourself as a specialist कि मेरा time इतना है, limited है, मैं उसमें क्या करना चाहता हूँ और मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ. What am I good at? Maybe you're good at creating reels, so focus on that. Focus on researching content, focus on shooting properly or engaging with the audience. That's another thing that you can do. Maybe the chota mota coding, SEO, you can find people who can help you and support you, and they'll be more than happy to do that.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I have one more question. Like as you said that last year you were having only 1,500. Similarly, I was having zero, and today like I'm going to hit 10K. So like, how
Wow.
did you reach from 1,500 to like almost 100K is going to you are going to hit 100K? So like how is it possible? Like
Wow, Aman, first of all, congratulations on almost 10K. I think it's a big struggle to reach these numbers. But I think a couple of points from me is pay attention to what your audience is asking for. Okay, I always say this. Engage with them on messages, listen to, their questions, see what they're commenting on your stuff, and create more of that. Number one type of content creation ideas will come from your comments and your messages. And if you listen to what the audience is saying and if you stick to it, they will follow you, they will continue to follow you, and they'll share your content with other people. So I think it's about engaging, listening, and then creating valid content that they are looking for. That's number one. And secondly, I think do a lot of collaborations, like do Instagram lives, talk to people who are similar to your genre, or maybe even different from you. And that's another way to build that kind of credibility in the market. So engage and collaborate. Those are number one and number two.
okay. And one last that how to like actually monetize your like Instagram, like what are the ways to monetize it?
Instagram is a little more challenging than YouTube, because YouTube is easy after you reach a certain goal and then they start paying you.
Yeah, yeah,
In terms of Instagram, I think Aman, it has to be once you build that credibility, you have that audience. Either brands will start reaching out to you, or you reach out to brands that you believe in. Don't collaborate with brands who are just not aligned to what you want to do or what your page is about. So find the niche. And if you really believe in the brand, tell them, I would love to, promote your page on my page, and things like that. So the number one way to monetize is tying up with organizations that are very, very similar to what your page is about.
okay. So like I have to reach them through email or from DMs, right? Okay, okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for this responses.
Not at
That's
all, Aman.
really, really helpful.
Not at all. All the best. All the best.
Thank
Okay. Thank you so much, Aman, for bringing that part up. I guess we should also do some Insta collab. अब तो मैं तेरे पास पहुंचने वाला हूँ, तो just wait
you.
there. Okay. Thank you so much, Aman.
Thank you.
All power.
Thank you so much.
So next up, but before I introduce the next team member, I have one question for you, which means like sometime your surroundings plays a very important role in doing your good work or staying you blessed. मतलब मैं अभी भी देख पा रहा हूँ, यू हैव सम प्लांट्स, यू हैव दीज स्टिकी नोट्स, बुक्स ऑल अराउंड यू. बट मैं एक कनेक्शन है ना सबसे पूछना चाहता हूँ, बट टू बी ओपन, पता नहीं क्यों मेरे अंदर अभी ये सवाल आया जो मैं आपसे पूछूं कि क्यों ये कहा जाता है कि यार रीडिंग मोर बुक्स एम्पावर्स यू मोर. आई डोंट नो व्हाई. मतलब
मैं अपने पर्सपेक्टिव से बता सकती हूँ, गौरव. सो आई हैव ऑलवेज बीन इंटरेस्टेड इन नॉन फिक्शन पर्सनल डेवलपमेंट बुक्स. आई थिंक इट्स ऑलवेज been my interest, because I always wanted to become a better version of myself. And when you say books empower you, that doesn't have to be only non-fiction books. It can be fiction books also. But I think I think what happens is that the author has spent so much time researching about the topic that they're writing on, right? So they have
Right.
spent probably months, years to collate something within 3 to 400 pages. And when you read that, you are getting their wisdom directly into yours. So it's literally a shortcut for you to gain that all that research, all the knowledge in one piece of document. So I think when it empowers you is because you will never be the same person as you were before you read a book, because it will
Mhm.
change the way you're thinking, because you would have read something new, something with a fresh pair of eyes, understood somebody else's perspective, somebody else's journey, somebody else's story, and then it will just leave you thinking कि हाँ यार ये भी हो सकता है, or यार what an idea, whatever. I think the more you read, the more you grow as a person, and that's personally happened for me. The more I have read, I feel I have become a better communicator. I feel I have more ideas, popping in my brain. I feel that I feel connected to these authors in some way or the other. I think it's how you look at life, right? If you feel like, oh
Right.
God, एक और book पढ़ने का मन नहीं कर रहा, versus, oh wow, I want to see what this author has to say. I want to see what this topic is all about. So yeah, that's my perspective.
नहीं, ये चीज मेरे साथ होती है, बट व्हेन आई वाज ड्यूरिंग दिस लॉकडाउन, आई वाज बिफोर दिस लॉकडाउन, आई शुड से पैंडेमिक इन March 2020, I was never close to this content creation. I used to meet a lot of people, and I love to meet people, I love to interact with them, because since the beginning I was quite shy, because during the school days you have been getting bullied, everybody was doing a body shame against you, and I felt no, man. But then someday or the other I felt no, now it's high time you have to take, and people opened me with welcome arms. Okay yaar, tu baat kar, tu hum jaisa hi hai. And I started realizing that okay, it is now the time that when somebody says you that leadership is not about the titles, it's all about actions you take. So I started realizing that somebody has to take the action for myself, and that is me. Nobody else is going to do it for me. कोई नहीं आएगा कि भाई चलो गौरव के लिए कुछ कर देते हैं. गौरव को खुद के लिए पहले करना पड़ेगा, देन सब लोग जुड़ेंगे, राइट? तो लाइक वेरी रिसेंट एग्जांपल मैं ले सकता हूँ कि कल जैसे आपने स्टोरी डाली, एंड आई फेल्ट इमीडिएटली कनेक्टेड, क्योंकि मैं अपनी बकेट लिस्ट बनाता हूँ, तो मैं देखता हूँ कि यार कोई ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस कर रहा है, आर दे आल्सो फीलिंग जॉय at certain age after like getting so much of success. You shared that you were visiting that like race for the first time, and you were posting, so I can easily connect to that. Okay, I have to also do certain day, and this joy will be there. So but having said that, I completely accept that I'm never ever connected to the books, though I always sees this thing that why people keep on reading the books. And you brought down one point that okay, he must have spent 1 year, so you can live that entire journey by reading that book, and you can be the better person in just 4, 5, 6, 7 days, comparing to that 1 year of life. So thanks for that suggestion. I guess I
Not at
should
all. And
try
Gaurav,
and
if you don't like reading books, you have audio versions of books. So
yes,
literally,
yes.
like, listen to the audio version while you're doing something else. If you're doing an errand, or maybe you're going for a walk or whatever, just listen to it. That will just not everybody has to be a reader, but you
Yes,
can find
yes.
other ways to get that knowledge, I feel.
My sister always laugh at me because I keep on watching this Mahabharata and Ramayana,
Oh,
but
lovely.
not reading. But I always do, and I try to relate with my life learnings. Like मैं आज पहले सुबह सोच रहा था कि यार फोकस के लिए ना सबसे पहले नाम अर्जुन का आता है. Tremendous focus. But I thought that okay, that everybody knows. But ये story जो थी डॉग की या मतलब टाइगर की या लायन की, ये मेरे साथ हमेशा है कि यार आप डॉग को ना, मतलब हैं दोनों जानवर ही, दोनों एनिमल्स हैं, बट पीपल स्टार्ट रियलाइजिंग कि यार somebody called me a dog, it's like a sort of a cursing that you are doing. Somebody called me lion, I should be proud of. क्या चल रहा है, दोनों एनिमल ही है, तुम्हारा पर्सपेक्टिव है उस पर्सन के अगेंस्ट जो तुम्हें बोल रहा है, बस बात इतनी है.
Very true.
So I started realizing that focusing plays a very important role in somebody's life. You just do it and you are the Arjun of your life. So take that focus.
It's all about what you think of yourself, right?
Yes,
More than what
absolutely.
others think of you. So if you think you're a lion, then you are a lion. That's what you have to tell yourself. I am a lion. I'm awesome,
Yes. And I guess आप तो relate कर पाओगे, चार लोगों का काम है कहना, वो कह करके चले जाते हैं, पर वो चार मिलते हमें कभी नहीं, तो ठीक
Exactly.
है कहना.
लोगों का तो काम ही कहना है ना, कुछ तो लोग
हाँ,
कहेंगे.
तो कह के ही जाएंगे और वो कहते ही रहते हैं, बट ठीक है, कहने दो उनको. तो without moving that with the next up is Anshika. Hey Anshika, how are you? Over to you.
Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
Hi Anshika, I'm good. Thank you so much. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, ma'am.
Great.
Okay, so moving forward to the question, I would like to ask you like how choosing your habits carefully and keenly decides your future, certainly at some moment of your life. So like your habits, how your habits change your future.
Wonderful. That's a fantastic question, Anshika. And I think I would really recommend reading this book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's all
Okay,
about
I have
this
noted.
topic. Yeah, please, please. It's a fantastic book. So what he says in that is that our life is made up of these small, small habits. Atomic habits, छोटे छोटे चीजें. So all the things that we do on a daily basis, like you said, has a huge impact on what we become as a person. What how we live our life is all dependent on the small, small things. Like I'll give you an example. I'm living away from family, right? I have a habit of talking to them every day. If I did not have that habit, whenever I met them after a year, I would have not spoken to them very regularly. I would not know what's going on in their lives, because I have this habit ki haan bhai baat to karni hai roz. So that has changed the way I am as a person, changed the way I live my life. Another example, you have to sometimes, have the habit of drinking enough water. If you don't remind yourself, ki I have to have 8 glasses of water every day, you are not going to feel nourished. You're going to feel dehydrated. You're going to feel low on energy. So, you have to understand that every decision you're making, everything you're doing is going to play a bigger role later. And I can give you so many examples. If you have any specific example, I'll be happy to elaborate on it.
So yeah, the goals, like habits we are gonna chase today. Like we are obviously set by Kartikeya also. Like we have 24 hours, and in 24 hours we spend a lot of time in doing our work also, even following our passions and everything. But in 24 hours we are just getting only 5 to 6 hours as a useful at a certain stage. But rest of time we are just moving that hours as just wasting at some individual stages or anything. But following our passion, following our goals also needs some individual time, that I guess. But that doesn't have a proper scheduling, like in part scheduling is not there, so how to manage that?
Wonderful. That's a wonderful question. And Anshika, I think we will always have a choice, na? या तो couch पे बैठ के Netflix देख लो पूरे दिन, या get up, go to the study table and finish one chapter, for example, right? There will
Yeah, yeah.
always be a choice. And what is the story you're telling yourself in your head? नहीं यार आधा घंटा और let me chill, or no, I need to get up now. That it all comes from discipline. And firstly, when you're trying to set a new habit, let's say you want to get up in the morning and go for a walk, or you want to get up in the morning and leave your phone aside, not look at it at all, on do focus studying. That habit will take a couple of, they say 20, it takes 21 days to formulate a habit. So if you do it continuously for 21 days, and in the beginning, Anshika, you will have to push yourself. You will have to push yourself. You have to
Yeah.
remind yourself. You'll have to set a reminder on your phone that go for a walk, or study for an hour, whatever. You'll have to continuously remind yourself. But after 21 days, it will become second nature to you. It will become normal. uh, you know like uh, like I said, talking to family, or drinking water, or studying. जब तक वो normal नहीं होता ना, we have to push ourselves. But once we set a system, once you know that I have 5 to 6 hours for myself, I'm going to make the most of it. And by then, I don't mean that you have to continuously work in those 5 to 6 hours. You need some time to relax and recoup, and let yourself out as a creative person looking for those passions.
Yeah.
And for that, you need some downtime also. Focused studying,
Yeah.
paying attention to the small things you're doing on a daily basis makes a big difference.
Yeah, agreed to your point. Completely agreed to your point. I'll implement as soon as possible to me also. So next question to you was like how building and enhancing the network and building a strong relationships to upscale the opportunities in today's generation or today's modern era. How to do so?
Oh, that's a very, very, very relevant question. Very good, Anshika. I think it is so important to have a network. And पता है क्या होता है? We only keep relying on the people we know, or our parents know, or our family knows, but that is not what a network is. A network is more than that. So
Yeah.
I was reading a quote, about 80% of jobs are filled through networking. Those opportunities are come through networking. Like today, Gaurav and I are talking. This is a network that we have built, right? Like it's a connection that
Yeah.
we are building. So think of what are the steps that you can take to build that network of people who will either mentor you, support you, connect you, or help you take your career, your professional journey to the next level. These are the type of people you have to have in your life. And I'm not saying that it has to be just a take relationship. It has to be a give and take relationship, just like any other relationship. If you are talking to a friend or a family member, it's a two-way street. You can't keep asking for favors and not give anything in return. So
Yeah.
network is when we support each other and help each other. It's a two-way thing.
Yeah.
And it's very, very important to build a network.
Yeah, exactly. Nowadays, building a network, you're gonna get a benefit and profit with that. Earlier, there was nothing like LinkedIn, Instagram. There was not a broad networks we people have. Okay, but nowadays on LinkedIn and Instagram, these are building a huge network from where individual has been learning also. That doesn't matter how much followers you have, but you are having a followers at the great stage. You are learning itself by stage. So that is what the network is mattering nowadays in the modern generations.
Definitely. And Anshika, it's not only about being connected to someone on LinkedIn. It's actually
Yeah,
reaching out to them and saying, oh, I love your career profile. I love what you've been doing in your career. I would love to catch up with you for 5 minutes. You have to have that personal connection. It's not just a digital thing. Personal connection, human connection bhi zaruri hai. So if
yeah,
you have LinkedIn, if you are connected to people on LinkedIn, just send them a message and say, oh, how you doing? I'd love to talk to you. Whatever common topic that you want to talk about, and most people would reply to you and connect with them
yeah,
over a Zoom call like this, and that's where you go from.
yeah. Exactly. It was nice talking to you, Mark. Yeah,
Wonderful. Thank you, Anshika.
thank you, Mark.
Thank you. Thank you, Anshika. We'll catch you in a minute. And with that, I was remembering this talk about network, that network is my net worth. And I guess in that way, I realized myself that it's the high time that, yes, build your connection. And you absolutely put it down a right statement that it's a human connection. Don't just go and ask for a favor. Half of the time, people don't revert you is only because of that you just go, sir, internship दिलवा दो, sir, job चाहिए. किस लिए चाहिए आपसे, expertise क्या है, we don't know you, right? That is just a connection. You need to nourish that connection more and more. So absolutely, thank you so much for bringing that point up. People in the chat, please feel free to drop the questions, and let me take few questions from the live window that what we have. So Anushka is asking how to be professional and unprofessional at the same time, meaning how to explain something to a close one unprofessionally, keeping professional boundaries. हाँ, ये तो मैं भी learn जरूर करना चाहता हूँ. So
How to be
you're good.
professional and unprofessional at the same time? That's a unique question. Explain how to.
Explain something to a close one unprofessionally, keeping the professional boundaries. I guess
Oh,
I
okay.
समझ
Hmm.
सकते हो ना कि business
um,
conversation नहीं होनी चाहिए, but still.
I
हाँ,
think this is a very tricky question. I'm just thinking, like when
yes.
I was in a client-facing profession, I still am. When I was on a project that was confidential, um, I would not talk too much about it to anybody in my personal life. I think you have to remember that as a professional, you are legally tied to the entity that you're working with. So the professional in you should not be sharing that information on. So I think the right decision would be to keep within those professional boundaries and do what is expected out of you, and not explain that to a close one. There is no need. You can just tell them that, okay, this is what I'm working on, and because of that, I can't give you further details. That's my recommendation, and I hope this is the answer to the question. I did not understand it very
I
clearly.
guess, नो नो, मतलब मैं भी इस सिचुएशन को तो रिलेट कर पा रहा हूँ. रीजन बीइंग कि बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि जैसे आई एम इनटू द टेक्निकल फील्ड, एंड व्हेन आई इंटरेक्ट द स्टूडेंट्स, आई कीप ऑन सीइंग द ईगरनेस टू एक्सप्लेन देम द टॉपिक्स, बट ड्यू टू माय प्रोफेशनल बाउंड्रीज आई कीप माई सेल्फ, नो, आई कैन नॉट गो एंड स्पीक टू देम. बट उस टाइम पर मुझे उनका दिल रखते हुए कुछ ना कुछ तो उनको गाइड करना पड़ता है ना, वेरी जनरस वे, दैट ओके समथिंग इज कमिंग अप. So I always try to be like generous to them that very soon we'll talk on this point, no problem, let's wait for the time. मतलब क्वेश्चन ही अवॉइड कर लो और चुपचाप वहां से निकल जाओ. Let's comment on something else so you are safe. So I hope, Anushka, you get the point. But anyways, if you don't, please feel free to reach out to our Instagram handle and even check out the content of YouTube that Mehar is having. So might help you. Let's jump on to the next. The Hustlers is asking that in spite of doing a lot of efforts in social media content creation, why is it so that the audience retention is less and also the audience is not interactive? How we can increase the interaction? ये हमें भी कोई सीक्रेट बता दो भाई.
ये मुझे भी नहीं पता यार. ये even I go through this. I think like I said, I think you just have to keep engaging with them, send them DMs, understand what more they want to see from your page, reply to their comments, and if they see that you're replying, then they'll stick around, they'll comment on the next video or next piece of content again. If you're engaged with them on a daily basis, take out some time to connect with them personally. And I get so many messages, hey Mehar, can I help you, can you help me with this, can you help me with that? And I think taking out that time for 10-15 minutes every day really makes a difference, because like we just talked about, it's all about that human connection. You're not just a page. Somebody believes in you and they will stick around if you talk to them.
राइट. एंड मेरे ख्याल से मैं मतलब जब स्टार्टिंग में मैंने जब YouTube स्टार्ट किया था ना, टू बी ऑनेस्ट मैं डेली देखता था व्यूज कितने. बट पोस्ट दैट आई स्टॉप्ड इट बिकॉज वो मेरे लिए डिस्ट्रैक्ट कर रहा था मेरे कंटेंट बिल्डअप करने के लिए. तो आई नेवर कंसीडर माई सेल्फ, ठीक है व्यूज नहीं आएंगे इट्स फाइन, बट आई शुड नॉट बी डिसऑनेस्ट टू माई कंटेंट. अगर कुछ आइडिया है, लेट्स डिस्कस विद द टीम. इफ दे फील दैट ओके इट इज वर्थ पुटिंग, लेट्स गो एंड पुट इट अक्रॉस. So
I completely agree. Even like I said, it's not about the view count, the follow count. If you are creating good content, good quality content, the right audience will find you.
Right. And also you will agree that you spot that point that try to build a personal connection, reply to the messages or the DMs you get. I always say that I don't put these messages or DMs to the social medias because people started seeing that okay, you are getting some name and fame. Yeah, whatever it is, people do text us that okay, your content is worth inspiring me, the mood keeps me motivated and all. But I always sees that there are few people, I always reply them with the saying, what was that point you find it out that okay, this was something I was loving it. And even you won't believe that when I posted this posters of yours yesterday night, I got around like 7 to 8 common friends of us who is following your content, and they just replied me how you reached out to her by like you are doing a podcast, how you did that. Nothing. I was following her, I was listening to her content, and I just simply drop an honest email, and one day I got a revert back, and that's all. And they were like, सही है यार भाई, तू तो बहुत सही कर रहा है. Nothing, you also try to do it and you can also be there. Who is stopping you? But you're not trying at all. So you should be happy about the connections that you build and don't count on views and followers. It's fine. First of all, you need to be happy what you are doing. So
That's
thank you so
wonderful,
much.
Gaurav. Yeah,
Right.
that's what so many people think कि करते हैं but करते नहीं हैं फिर.
करते नहीं
So
है.
it's all about trying, and you never know, we can do a collaboration.
मतलब मैं अब इंस्टाग्राम पे रिक्वेस्ट करने वाला हूँ कि हाँ आई नो, सो डेफिनेटली हम कुछ करेंगे. बट डू यू रिमेम्बर एनी इंसिडेंट ऑफ योर लाइफ कि आपने कभी एक्सपेक्ट ना हो किया कि इनका डीएम मेरे इस रील पर या कंटेंट पर आएगा? डू यू नो दैट समबडी इन द पर्सन लाइक कुछ ऐसा अमेजिंग टाइप्स हो गया हो, सम सेलिब्रिटी और सम कंटेंट क्रिएटर you might follow, and someday watching your content they reverted you back? Was is there some moment?
I think same like you said. You sent an email to my page and you got a reply.
Yeah.
Similarly, I had sent a message to Ankur Variku and he replied. So I did an Instagram live with him a couple of months back, and that was
Yes.
quite a great moment for me. So yeah,
Right.
it does happen. It works. It's a cycle, no? People helping me,
Right.
and I'm helping people.
I guess I'm in the waiting queue. I was excited. To be honest, same Ankur Wariko, I have also dropped an email and he reverted with the saying that, you know, at this point of time, I cannot, but feel free to reach out to me. And I was like, somebody addressed it. That's a win for me. I'll go back and I'll try back after some days. So people always feel that, okay, यार मना कर दिया, अब तो बस मेरी जिंदगी खत्म है. नहीं, I was enjoying that. कुछ revert आया, मेरे efforts paid off हो गए हैं. So मैंने मेल ही किया था और मेल का रिवर्ट आ गया, and that means that somebody has read your content, and that's all. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
your way how to take it up.
And then you try again, right?
Yes. Parth has a question. What is life about? Achieve best of one decision goal or exploring building new goals? What is life? Achieving best one of the decisions or goals or exploring building new goals?
Okay. So focusing on one versus having
Yes,
building
yes, yes.
more than one goal. I think it all depends upon how what's important to you. We will
Mhm.
always have, I think, more than one goal, but focusing on and prioritizing the one that's most important today is very important. And I think that's what many people don't do. They think, oh my God, itna kuch karna hai, and then they get overwhelmed. Uh,
Right.
we have to figure out abhi kya important hai.
Mhm.
What do I need to do today to reach that one goal? What are the efforts that I can make today? And yeah, I think that's figure out which one of the two are you. You know, you need to be focusing on one or exploring multiple ones and then allocating your time to all of them. That depends person to person and importance of the goal, I feel.
एंड फॉलोइंग इट अप आई गेस ये क्वेश्चन मैंने काफ़ी लोगों से पूछा है और मैं आपसे भी ये पूछना चाहता हूँ कि मैं हमेशा उस बात में बिलीव करता हूँ कि प्रोफेशनली इतना कर लो कि उसके बाद पैशन तुम इजीली ड्राइव कर सको. व्हाट पीपल ऑलवेज सेज दैट डोंट ड्राइव ऑन टू बोट्स टुगेदर, या पहले मतलब अपना पैशन को ही अपना प्रोफेशन नाउ, दैट इज फाइन. बट आई डू हैव अ प्रोफेशन, बट इफ आई वांट टू स्ट्राइव द पैशन विदाउट एनी वरीज, मैं ऐसा करना चाहता हूँ कि मैंने प्रोफेशनली इतना सब कुछ कर लिया है, now I can drive the passion together. So how you think on that part कि प्रोफेशनली अगर आप सेटिस्फाइड हो तो ऑटोमेटिक पैशन के लिए आपको टाइम निकालना इजी हो जाता है. डू यू एग्री टू दैट पॉइंट और योर व्यूज?
Completely, completely agree. That's exactly what I've also done. I think, Gaurav, this is your side hustle, right? So this is my side hustle also. But you know, if you're content with your daily professional life, and if you have that creativity in you to do more and follow your passion, then you'll find the time to do it. So you can have more than one type of goal, right? You can have a professional goal, you can have a family goal, you can have a financial goal, you can have a passion goal. So different types of goals हो सकते हैं हमारी life के, and उन सबको हमें cater करना है. Life is not just profession, career, work. Other चीजों को भी you have to give prioritization.
Right. So we'll take a last question coming from Abhay. He's saying, while starting a project or learning something new, sometimes it's really hard to keep the enthusiasm throughout the process. How to deal with that?
Uh, I think, Abhay, that's very, very normal. Like I said, you cannot be 100% charged, energized, motivated every day. I think enthusiasm throughout the process, I would say, let's say you have to do a big project. You can break it up into smaller goals for yourself, like breaking up a big project into small mini goals and then working towards those mini goals to keep your energy up, to keep your enthusiasm up. And then once you're done with that, wo tick ho gaya, then you move on to the next, then wo tick ho gaya. That way, when you have that rhythm, when you have that, oh, you feel a sense of achievement also. Okay, haan, maine itna kar liya hai. Now I have to work on the rest of it. So I think look at your big goal and divide it up, and then make daily targets to achieve those mini goals.
Right, right. So with that, I guess we have no questions left. So, okay. So before I bring the team back again, first of all, thank you so much, Mehar, for being here with us. And what I should say, um, I still can't believe means I'm talking to you live. We are recording this podcast because 3 to 4 months back when I was listening to the reels, I was wondering that one day I could get a chance to revert back from you. But thank you so much for accepting our request that you are here. So before I introduce the team back and ask them to provide them the feedback that what they felt, any piece of advice for all of us before we bring and say thanks to you, that one tip that you want to give it to all of us. Over
Thank
to
you
you.
so much, Gaurav, for having me. It's been a pleasure talking to everyone here. My last advice or tip would be, don't think of failure or lack of focus as something that is going to remain with you for the rest of your day, for the rest of your life. It is a temporary feeling that you're going through. So find ways to feel focused again, to deal with failure, bounce back up. You have your whole career, your whole life ahead of you. Don't let small mini setbacks stop you from achieving your goals. So I would just say that, remember, everyone is facing failure, everyone is dealing with it, and if they can do it, you can do it too. So yeah, that's my last advice.
Right. So let us hear it from the team who joined us. Anshika, Aman, Kartikeya, Sunana, any piece of thing that you want to say or share? How was the interaction today, people? Over to you all. मुझे पता
It
है तुम
was
सब लोग रिक्वेस्ट कर
amazing.
रहे थे, नहीं नहीं, तुम लोग रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे थे कि हम लोग एक पोज ले लें, तो हम लोग अपने इंस्टाग्राम वगैरह पे डाल देंगे, राइट? सो लेट्स टेक दैट सेल्फी पोज टू कैप्चर इट. सो ओके, सो थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू वाला पोज ले लो और फिर अपनी बात करो. ओके, चीयर्स, थैंक यू. ओके, सो ओवर
Yeah.
टू यू ऑल गाइस. चीयर्स. या.
I think Anshika, you
So,
were saying
like
something.
Meher, thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
thank you for answering our questions. I'm really glad to have this opportunity in talking such a great personality like you. It was nice being talking to you.
Thank you so much, Sunana. It was lovely talking to you too. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
It was awesome talking to you, ma'am. I haven't like in my past 2 years also being so much experience in training students and everything. I have never heard such a good live in my life till now. Like it's amazing, outstanding. Like I would like to follow up and everything, like following your paths and everything in my upcoming life also throughout. Like it was just an outstanding life. I haven't met that till now.
Thank you so much, Anshika. That means the world to me. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you. And I wish you all the success.
Thank you
And
so much,
I,
ma'am, for this live. Like the advice which you, all the advices which you gave in this live are really, really practical, and that are like instantly we can apply and make our life better from it. So that was the best thing about this live. Thank you so much, ma'am, for this.
Thank you so much, Aman. Wish you all the best for your Instagram journey.
Thank you,
and
ma'am.
I would like to thank you, ma'am, for joining this session and providing us with your valuable advices and guidance. And one more thing, your advice to me couldn't have been much more well timed than today because this was very much needed for me. And I would really like to thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Kartikeya. I'm sure you'll achieve all your goals.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, and with that, people, I hope all the viewers also loved it. So, with that, thank you so much, Mahar, once again. And we'll keep like showing you some more amazing work that Team Cheers with Gaurav executes. We'll keep on disturbing you on Instagram. We'll keep on watching your content every single day. And we promise you, let's when you hit 100K, definitely all of us will be texting you, and your message will be full of love and support. So,
Thank
guys,
you.
all the links are there in the description. Go and do check out that. So one last request before you go, can you please say to all our viewers to please subscribe our channel, and it will definitely make my day, please.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much, Gaurav. Everybody, please, Gaurav and his team, everybody's creating such fantastic content for you all. So please do follow him. He's completely a cheerful person, and that's why Cheers with Gaurav will really make your day.
Yes, and thank you so much with that, and thank you so much for joining us, Maya. And keep spreading the words that you do. And one thing I can relate to you the most is that someday I read this part that try to be the rainbow in somebody else's cloud, and I guess definitely the smile that you are spreading is definitely the rainbow for our cloud. And thank you so
Thank
much
you so
for
much. Thank
giving
you
us
so much, Gaurav.
so much information. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much,
Good
Gaurav. Thank you. Take care. All the best. Bye, all.
night.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and with you all, guys. So let's say the final cheers to everybody who is watching us, and thank you so much for joining us live. Keep loving, keep supporting us, and more importantly, there are some amazing session lined up for all of us. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Okay, right? I'll see you with another exciting live planned for you all. Keep learning, keep hustling, keep enjoying, and more importantly, stay safe. Okay, I'll see you with another live. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Cheers.